$38 billion marketing failure of Web3, how this industry burned over billions of dollars on hype, bots, and broken strategies. You may skip this video if you are not a Web3 marketer, a VC, or a founder. Now, to my target audience, I am Shriyash, a Web3 growth marketer with over 6 years of experience in this industry, growing projects, building communities, and teaching budding founders. I feel that for a startup to grow, you only need two individuals: a strong tech founder who has a core mission and has a vision, and an ultra strong marketer who knows how to spread that vision, the shared vision, and has a shared mission. VCs are also crucial, but that case comes if you cannot self fund your mission. So, VCs as well. Between 2020 and 2026, the Web3 industry raised over $30 billion in venture capital. Thousands of projects launched, millions of users signed up, Discord servers hit and exploded over 100,000 members overnight. And yet, if you look back, most of those projects are now dead. Some are zombie protocols with no users, some are tokens trading 95% below their peak. The technology worked, it definitely worked. The smart contracts were deployed, the blockchains ran, but the marketing almost universally broken. Now today I'm going to walk you through 8 marketing mistakes that burned these billions of dollars in Web3 space, and why the exact same mistakes will repeat in the next bull cycle unless founders learn from them. See, I'm a marketer who has watched this industry from inside out, and this isn't any hot take for me anymore. This is kind of a post-mortem that I'm going to. Before we get into the specific mistakes, we need to talk about the underlying disease. Web3 had a structural pathology that almost no other industry has ever experienced at this scale. Founders raised money before they even had a product. They marketed a vision before they had users. And success was measured in token price, not in retention. And I think this single shift in mindset from like, do people genuinely use this, to is the token price going up, destroyed a lot more capital than any other individual tactical mistake. Now, everything I am going to show you exactly flows from that problem. And these are some uncomfortable truths. In Web3, you can manufacture the appearance of product market fit. You can buy followers, you can pay influencers, you can incentivize fake activity. And many founders exactly did that, because their investors were measuring the wrong metrics too. The core truth: in Web3, money can simulate traction, but simulated traction is not product market fit. And eventually, the market finds out. And this is the same for Web2 as well, but the Web2 founders don't have this luxury of Web3. Now, the 8 mistakes that all founders, VCs, and marketeers must learn until it's too late for them. The very first mistake is that mistaking hype for product market fit. You launch a product, it launches with a white paper, a token, some influencer promotions, and the Discord server hits like 50,000 members in a week. And all of the founders are really happy. They call it traction, that okay, we are getting a lot of traction. And VCs mark up the valuation then. And after some time, the product launches and nobody uses it because the Discord wasn't a community. It was airdrop hunters, speculators, and bots. Real product market fit is simple. Users come back without incentives. Almost nobody in Web3 measured that. So here's the question founders should have asked. If you removed every financial incentive from your product today, would users still come back tomorrow? For most of the Web3 products in 2021 and 2022, the answer was no. Because the marketing strategy was focused on getting people for token, not for the product. And nobody asked this question. The second mistake is that people think token launch is a distribution strategy. Now almost every Web3 project eventually says the same thing. Our token launch will drive adoption, or at least like spread awareness. I feel it doesn't. It just drives speculation and speculators. Here's what actually happens: like, you launch a token, speculators pile in, the price pumps, founders feel validated that okay, hey, yeah, we are getting all of this traction, people are jumping on our chain and this and that, people are jumping on our product. And then the speculators dump the moment the price peaks. Instead of recognizing a project or a product problem, founders interpret the crash as a market problem. So they send more people out, spend more money on market makers, exchange listings, liquidity incentives, and the token becomes the center of product. But token do not create users, they create traders. And this is a real truth that most founders, I think they know, but they just feel like that, not accepting this harsh reality. Now, the project doesn't have a user base asking for product improvements. Everybody is just asking when will the token go up. And this is actually killing the industry from inside. The mistake number three, I really feel community as a vanity metric. You know, you have a token, you have a project, you come in the market, you do the influencer marketing, you get your Discord number count up, you get a lot of followers on Twitter, you get a lot of people on X and Telegram. And what happens? Like typically most of the people are the same individuals who are airdrop hunters. They are there to speculate. The rest 20% are bot, 15% maybe the other founders doing research, 5% actual users. And those users also get very much demotivated when they see that other people within the same industry or within the same product or within the same ecosystem are actually talking shit about the ecosystem. And this community as a vanity metric must be stopped. And VCs must understand that 200,000 people inside Discord doesn't mean demand. They are just speculators. People need to get real tangible result when they are talking about community numbers. You cannot call your Discord members as community. Community backs projects, not talks trash or do trash talks when the market goes down. Now, the next mistake that I really feel are the influencers in this industry, because the influencer marketing that is done within the Web3 space has actually zero accountability. They are just like pay to shill machine. Uh, Projects paid like over $50,000, $100,000, or sometimes even like $500,000, per promotion, with no performance metrics attached. The influencers do just post whenever they like, and you cannot even ask them that what are your previous performances and things like that. In Web2 industry, the same influencer has to show their data to prove that they are capable of doing things. In Web3, you cannot even ask questions. They feel like that they are god. And because the KPI becomes that the price pump of the token, they just pump the token with some of their insider trading groups and things like that, and you feel like that the influencer is working, but that's not. Now, I don't know what we can do about those influencers, but I really feel that this should change. This is the change that we really need. The next mistake that I feel is that all of the founders out there are actually marketing their product to a mirror, not to the market. Now, I find that crypto Twitter feels like the center of the world, but in reality, it's just a small part. Roughly, million people, 2 million people, 5 million people that are talking to each other within this crypto Twitter space, and founders mistake engagement on crypto Twitter for market validation. So they optimize everything for that audience. They are not optimizing their product for any particular problem. They are actually optimizing their product for the audience on the crypto Twitter. And this is actually very concerning, that your feedback loop is crypto Twitter and you are optimizing things for a small set of people, and you at your end feel that you have built something for the world. So if you are building something for a very niche audience, it cannot go and change the world. You have to take the feedback of the world, of the people. So you need to start marketing your product outside that echo chamber. You should not market that to the mirror. You need to start that marketing to the market, real market. The next mistake is very much linked to this, that within the Web3 space, there is no retention strategy for all of the projects. Like people always think of getting users first and then retention next, and it barely exists. The playbook always looked like airdrop, spike in users, token dumped, users leave, repeat. But nobody asked this important question, that why would someone come back tomorrow? Because the answer was uncomfortable. The product wasn't meaningfully better. The user experience was worse than Web2 in most of the cases. And the only retail incentive or the real incentive was financial speculation. And the customer acquisition cost also exploded. Some protocols I have seen have paid over $300 to $500 per user, with a lifetime value of that user almost zero. And in the other industry, the math kills the startup at Series A. But in Web3 in 2021, founders and protocols raise Series B, Series C as well, with the same playbook. So I feel that VCs are also mistaken, founders are also mistaken, and marketers, they have to do what founders are asking. So I don't feel that you guys are doing any mistake until unless you feel that this is the playbook, this is the real playbook. If you do not feel that this has to change, then you are also mistaken. You are lying to yourself. But rest, if you know that okay, this is a mistake, but you have to do it anyway, I feel you. The next mistake that I feel is that people are doing ecosystem grants as a business model. You feel that you will be giving grant to projects to build, and then those projects will bring users, and then all of the like chains out there running ecosystem fund of 100 million, 200 million, giving out grants. I really understand that blockchains need applications to get users on top of it, but you must not just give out grants to projects to build on top of you. You must definitely find out that what exactly you need. You must find a hero product. You must find like two, three product or projects or services that you should get founders to build on your chain, or just acquire them from market if you find any good project. Do not just give grants to people. Otherwise, what will really happen? Again, the same thing. These projects are optimizing projects for grants, not for users. And in the end, your money is getting lost. The last mistake that I feel is that everybody in the Web3 space is marketing to everyone. And most of the Web3 marketing sounded identical. Every DeFi protocol was the future of finance. All the NFT platform was like, empowering creators. Every L1 was the fastest, cheapest, and most scalable. But when everyone claims everything, nobody owns anything. In this crowded market, positioning matter more than technology. The technology matters as well, but if you are not having something specific for a particular niche, a particular segment, then you are actually not building it for the market. If 50 lending protocol exists, the winner is the one that owns a niche, not the one shouting the loudest. So when you market to everyone, you convert to none. Now, I just want to conclude this. I think it's going too long. That when you add all of these mistakes together, the scale of the capital destruction becomes staggering. This wasn't just bad marketing, it was a structural misalignment between incentives and reality. Ironically, the solution is incredibly simple. It's just marketing, the kind that existed long before crypto. Find a real user with a real problem. Build something genuinely better than their alternative. Measure attention, not token prices. Grow enough trust, not fake hype. And dominate a niche before trying to conquer the world. The projects that survive the next cycle will not be the ones with the biggest marketing budgets. I think they will be the ones with most honest relationship with their users. So the only metric that matters the most, ask yourself this question. If your product shut down tomorrow, would your users be genuinely upset? And build until the answer becomes yes. Everything else is a noise. The next bull cycle will come, money will flow again, Discord servers will explode, influencers will return, and the only question is, will the founders repeat the same mistake, or will they build something that actually lasts? If you're building in Web3, I'm creating a full series breaking this down. Each episode will focus on a specific category, maybe DeFi, NFT marketplaces, prediction markets, DAOs, etc., etc. So just keep in touch and see you in the next video.